Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kante Radha Kante Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Boलो श्री राधे गोविंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा
everyone.
हरे कृष्णा प्रेम सर।
Hare Krishna.
All right, so last week हम लोग we started reading अध्याय 3rd, yeah, and we are on shlok 22. So this adhyaya is about Hiraṇyakaśipu trying to be immortal, right? And to achieve that, he does like Ghangor Tapasya, right? He goes to the hill and then doing that tapasya for almost thousands and thousands of years, and standing on his right, like the thumb of the right leg, right? And then with that tapasya, he gets the Agni out of his head, right? And he's like pretty much spreading that top across all the loks. So then Devatas goes to Lord Brahma, yeah, and asks Lord Brahma to take care of this. And Lord Brahma comes to look for Hiraṇyakaśipu. And I think that's what we are reading right now, right? That Lord Brahma is talking to Hiraṇyakaśipu. And then the next thing which happens is, let's read from here. Yeah, Anilji.
Shri Narada Uvacha Ityuktwadi Bhavo Devo Bhakshitangam Pipilikah Kamandru Jalena Aksha Divena Namo Gharadasa. Shri Narad Muni continued, after speaking these words to Hiraṇyakashipu, Lord Brahma, the original being of this universe, who is extremely powerful, sprinkled transcendental, infallible, spiritual water from his kamandalu upon Hiranyakashipu's body, which had been eaten away by ants and moths. Thus he enlivened Hiranyakashipu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So then Lord Brahma, who is of course extremely powerful, right? He's like being referred as Adi Bhava Devo. And then he sprinkled the transcendental spiritual water. Kamandal, Jal, yeah, Jal, Anokshar, Divya. It's a Divya Jal, spiritual water from his Kamandal upon Hiranyakashipu's body, which had been eaten away by ants and moths. And he enlivened Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, it's a nice report. Let's read this, Ajay.
Lord Brahma is the first created being within this universe and is empowered by the Supreme Lord to create Tine Brahma Hridaya Adi Kuvai, the Adideva or Adikavi, the first living creature, was personally taught by the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the heart. There was no one to teach him, but since the Lord is situated within Brahma's heart, Brahma was educated by the Lord himself. Lord Brahma, being especially empowered, is infallible in doing whatever he wants. This is the meaning of the word Amogh Radhasa. Amogh Radhasa. He desired to restore Hiraṇyakashipu's original body, and therefore, by sprinkling transcendental water from his water pot, he immediately did so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prem?
tat kichaka valmikitat saho jo balavan सर्व संपन्नो वज्र सन हसनो युवा उत्तिष्ठ तिष्ठ तप्ते हेमा भो विभाव सुरे वेदस सह. As soon as he was sprinkled with the water from Lord Brahma's water pot, Hiraṇyakashipu arose, endowed with a full body with limbs so strong that they could bear the striking of a thunderbolt. With physical strength and a bodily luster resembling molten gold, he emerged from the anthill, a completely young man, just as fire springs from fuel wood. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Hiraṇyakashipu gets back in his form and a better form. Right? Nikshambare devam hansavaham upastitam nanama shirsha bhumo tad darshan mahotsava. Seeing Lord Brahma present before him in the sky, carried by his swan airplane, Hiraṇyakashipu was extremely pleased. He immediately fell flat with his head on the ground and began to express his obligation to the Lord. Yeah. So it says, Niriksha Ambare, Ambare is Akash, Devam. Devam is Lord Brahma, is there with Hansavaham. Hansavahan Upastitam. Yeah, with the Hans, of course, as we know, Lord Brahma is on. And then he Nanam Sirsha, and he Shirse from the head on the Bhumo, yeah, on the Jameen, he did the Pranam. Yeah. So, Anilji?
उत्थाय प्राञ्जलिः प्रव ईक्षमाणो दृशा विभुं हर्षाश्रुपुलकोद्भेदो गिरा गदगदया गणात्. Then getting up from the ground and seeing Lord Brahma before him, the head of the Daityas was overwhelmed by jubilation. With tears in his eyes, his whole body shivering, he began praying in a humble mood, with folded hands and a faltering voice to satisfy Lord Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he starts praying to Lord Brahma, yeah, with Harsh and then Gadgadai Krishna. We mentioned here. Ajay?
Sri Hiranyakashipu Uach. Kalpante Kal Srishten Yundhen Tamsa Vitam Abhivya Nag Jagdidam Sway Anjayoti Swarochisha Atmana Trivita Chedam Sujat Valati Lamputi Raja Sattvamo Dhanne Paraya Mahate Namah. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord within the universe. At the end of each day of his life, the universe is fully covered with dense darkness by the influence of time, and then again during his next day, that self-effulgent Lord by his own effulgence manifests, maintains, and destroys the entire cosmic manifestation through the material energy, which is invested with the three modes of material nature. He, Lord Brahma, is the shelter of those modes of nature, Satgur, Rajogun, and Tamogun. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Nam adhai बीजाय ज्ञान विज्ञान मूर्तिये प्राणेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धि विकारे व्यक्ति Victim Divase. I offer my obeisances to the original personality within this universe, Lord Brahma, who is cognizant and who can apply his mind and realize intelligence in creating this cosmic manifestation. It is because of his activities that everything within the universe is visible. He is therefore the cause of all manifestations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So who is saying this?
Hiraṇyakaśipu.
Hiraṇyakaśipu, right? He is praying to
Lord
Lord
Brahma.
Yeah. So, yeah, and he's saying he's like Jnana Vigyan Mute and Prana Indriya Mano Buddhi Vikare. He's saying that he's the cause of all manifestations, is how Hiraṇyakaśipu is glorifying Lord Brahma. Right? Tvamishishe jagatestisuscha pranena mukhyena patiha prajanam Chittasya chiterman indriyana patir mahan bhuta gunasayesha hai. Your Lordship, being the origin of the life of this material world, is the master and controller of the living entities, both moving and stationary, and you inspire their consciousness. You maintain the mind and the acting and knowledge acquiring senses, and therefore you are the great controller of all the material elements and their qualities, and you are the controller of all desires. Yeah. Next, Prabhupada, Anilji.
In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the original source of everything is life. Brahma was instructed by the Supreme Life, Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Living Entity, Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas, Chetanam, and Brahma is also a living entity. But the original source of Brahma is Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Mattaha Parataram Nanyata Kinchid Asti Dhananjaya. O Arjun, there is no truth superior to me. Krishna is the original source of Brahma, who is the original source of this universe. Brahma is the representative of Krishna, and therefore all the qualities and activities of Krishna are also present in Lord Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Basically, we know that Lord Brahma, how did Lord Brahma appear? From where?
From the navel of,
Yeah, from the Nabhi of Lord Vishnu. Yeah, from the Nabhi of Lord Vishnu. And the Vishnu is the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, right? As we have seen also the Vishnu, Karnodakshaya Vishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, right? So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is from where Lord Brahma appears, from the Nabhi. Yeah, and so that's what is being mentioned here. Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
Hare Krishna. Tum saptatantuna tantun vidanoshi tanva traya chaturhotrak vidyaya cha swamek atmatmavata manadi ananta parah kavirantaratma. My dear Lord, by your form as the Vedas personified and through knowledge relating to the activities of all the Yagnik Brahmanas, you spread the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies of the 7 kinds of sacrifices headed by Agnistoma. Indeed, you inspire the Yagnik Brahmanas to perform the rituals mentioned in the 3 Vedas. Being the Supreme Soul, the Super Soul of all living entities, you are beginningless, endless, and omniscient, beyond the limits of time and space. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this is how Hiraṇyakaśipu is glorifying Lord Brahma. Yeah, Ajay.
Tvamev Kalo Nimisho Janana Mayul Vadyavayave Chinoshi Kutastha Atma Paramesht Jayo Mahastvam Jivalokasya Cha Jivatma. O my Lord, your Lordship is eternally awake, seeing everything that happens. As eternal time, you reduce the duration of life for all living entities through your different parts, such as moments, seconds, minutes, and hours. Nonetheless, you are unchanged, resting in one place as the Super Soul, Witness and Supreme Lord, the birthless, all-pervading controller who is the cause of life for all living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. Who is the cause of life for all living entities, yeah. Svam Jiva Lokasya Jiva Atma, yeah, is how Hiraṇyakaśipu continue to glorify Lord Brahma. Yeah. Prem.
Tattva param napar napramipajne dechach kinchid vyakti rikmasti vidya kalaste tanvarsh sarva hiranyagarbhosi brihaspati prishtha. There is nothing separate from you, whether it is better or lower, stationary or moving. The knowledge derived from the Vedic literature like the Upanishads and from all the sub-limbs of the original Vedic knowledge form your external body. You are Hiranyagarbha, the reservoir of the universe, but nonetheless, being situated as the supreme controller, you are transcendental to the material world, which consists of the three modes of material nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vyaktam vibho stulmidam shariram yene indriya prana mano gunanstvam ukankshe istito dhamani parameshte avyakta atma purusha purana. O my Lord, being changelessly situated in your own abode, you expand your universal form within this cosmic manifestation. Thus, appearing to taste the material world, you are Brahma, the super soul, the oldest, the personality of Godhead. Anilji?
अनन्ताव्यक्तरूपेण येनेदमखिलं ततं चिदचिच्छक्तियुक्ताय तस्मै भगवते नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme, who in his unlimited, unmanifested form has expanded the cosmic manifestation, the form of the totality of the universe. He possesses external and internal energies and the mixed energy called the marginal potency, which consists of all the living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Hiranyakashipu is glorifying Lord Brahma, saying Anant Avyakta Rupena, yeah, who is unlimited, unmanifested form. And so that's how he offers his obeisances to Lord Brahma. Yeah. Rinaji?
यदि दास्यस्य भिमतान् वरान्मे वरदोत्तम भूतेभ्यस्त्व द्वेष्टेभ्यो मृत्युर्मा भून् मम प्रभो. O my Lord, O best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So if you remember, Lord Brahma asks him, like, whatever you need, tell me. So then he glorifies Lord Brahma, and now he's starting to ask for the benediction. And what is he asking? Please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. Yeah. Mrityurma bhunmam prabhu. And he's asking for the word. Yeah. The uttam word from Lord Brahma. नान्तर्बहिर्दिवा नक्तमन्य अस्मादपि चायुदेह न भूमो नाम्बरे मृत्युर्न नरेण मृगैरपि. Grant me that I not die within any residence or outside any residence, during the daytime or at night, nor on the ground or in the sky. Grant me that my death not be brought by any being other than those created by you, nor by any weapon, nor by any human being or animal. So this is how Lord Brahma right? Hiraṇyakaśipu is asking Lord Brahma to grant him Antar Bahir, yeah, no one should be able to kill him, right? Like inside the residence, outside the residence, Diva, right? During daytime, Nattam, Anyas, and Asmadapi, yeah. So like basically during the daytime or at night, not on the ground or in the sky, no bhumo, na ambare, yeah. So not on ground, not in the sky, and of course anyone created by like Lord Brahma, even human being or even animal, mrige, rapi, yeah, not human being, animal, and very nice purport. Let's read this, Prem.
Hiraṇyakashipu was very much afraid of Vishnu's becoming an animal to kill him, because his brother had been killed by Vishnu when the Lord took the shape of a boar. He was therefore very careful to guard against all kinds of animals. But even without taking the shape of an animal, Vishnu could kill him by hurling his Sudarshan Chakra, which can go anywhere without the Lord's physical presence. Therefore, Hiraṇyakashipu was careful to guard against all kinds of weapons. He guarded against all kinds of time, space, and countries, because he was afraid of being killed by someone else in other land. There are many other planets, higher and lower, and therefore he prayed for the benediction of not being killed by any resident of any of these planets. There are three original deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Hiraṇyakashipu knew that Brahma would not kill him, but he also wanted not to be killed by Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. Consequently, he prayed for such a benediction. Thus, Hiraṇyakashipu thought himself securely protected from any kind of death caused by any living entity within this universe. He also carefully guarded against natural death, which might take place within his house or outside of the house. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So that's the boon which Hiraṇyakashipu is asking from Lord Brahma, like protected from any kind of death, anywhere, by any living entity. Yeah? Hare Krishna, Jyoti.
Hare Krishna.
Be able to read?
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you read?
Vyasa, Vyaso, Bhirosu, Vyasur, Vasu, Madharva, Sura, Mahora, Jandi, Aprati, Granthata, Yudve, Ekavatyampi, Icha, Devina, Sarvesham, Lokapalana, Mahimana, Yata, Manaha, Tapo Yoga Prabhana, Yanda, Prishyati, Kahishit. Grant me that I not made death from any entity living or non-living. Grant me further that I not be killed by any demigod or demon or by any great snake from the lower planets. Since no one can kill you in the battlefield, you have no competitor. Therefore, grant me the benediction that I too may have no rival. Give me sole lordship over all the living entities and presiding deities, and give me all the glories obtained by that position. Furthermore, give me all the mystic powers attained by long austerities and the practice of yoga, for this cannot be lost at any time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Hiraṇyakashipu is asking for all these things from Lord Brahma. Yeah, it says here, Lord Brahma obtained his supreme position due to long austerities and penances, mystic yoga, meditation, and so on. Hiraṇyakashipu wanted a similar position. The ordinary powers achieved by mystic yoga, austerities, and other processes are sometimes vanquished. But the powers obtained by the mercy of the Lord are never vanquished. Hiraṇyakashipu therefore wanted a benediction that would never be vanquished. So this is how long Hiraṇyakashipu is glorifying Lord Brahma. Yeah. And this ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 7th canto, 3rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. So we complete the 3rd adhyay in the 7th canto, and we'll start the chapter 4. After getting the boon, Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. So we'll read about that. So we started text 1. Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Sri Narada Uvach Evam Vrutaha Shata Dhuti Hiranyakashipu Ratha Pradatta Tasa Prito Varans Stasya Sudurlabha. Narad Muni continued. Narad Muni continued, O Lord, sorry, something with my laptop. Narad Muni continued, Lord Brahma was very much satisfied by Hiranyakashipu's austerities, which were difficult to perform. Therefore, when solicited for benedictions, he indeed granted them, although they were rarely to be achieved. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So Lord Brahma is of course completely satisfied by Hiranyakashipu's prayer, and he grants him Sudurlabh, like the benedictions which are very difficult are also granted to Hiranyakashipu. Anilji?
Shri Brahmavac tate me durlabha punsam yan vranishet varanamam tathapi vitram myang varan yadyapi durlabhan. Lord Brahma said, O Hiranyakashipu, these benedictions for which you have asked are difficult to obtain for most men. Nonetheless, O my son, I shall grant you them, although they are generally not available. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? Yadyapi Durlabh. Yeah, generally not available, but Lord Brahma said he's going to grant those to Hiranyakashipu anyways. Yeah. Ajay?
Material benedictions are not always exactly worthy of being called benedictions. If one possesses more and more, a benediction itself may become a curse, for just as achieving material opulence in this material world requires great strength and endeavor, maintaining it also requires great endeavor. Lord Brahma informed Hiranyakashipu that although he was ready to offer him whatever he had asked, the result of the benedictions would be very difficult for Hiranyakashipu to maintain. Nonetheless, since Brahma had promised, he wanted to grant all the benedictions asked. The word Durlabhan indicates that one should not take benedictions one cannot enjoy peacefully. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Rinal?
ततो जगाम भगवान मोहानुग्रहो विभो पूजितो असुरवर्येण स्तूयमान प्रजेश्वरे. Then Lord Brahma, who awards infallible benedictions, departed, being worshipped by the best of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, and being praised by great sages and saintly persons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So after giving all these benedictions to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Brahma goes back to his lok. Yeah? Evam labdevaro detyo vibhadreya mamayam vapu bhagvat karota dvesham bhratur vardama anushmaranam. The demon Hiranyakashipu, having thus been blessed by Lord Brahma and having acquired a lustrous golden body, continued to remember the death of his brother and therefore be envious of Lord Krishna. Yeah? So he continues to remember the death of his brother. What's the name of his brother?
Hiranyaksh.
Hiranyaksh, yeah? And Hiranyaksh was killed by Lord Vishnu in the form of Lord Varaha. Yeah? And he still remembers that. And so he is definitely always thinking about how to take revenge from Lord Vishnu. Says a demoniac person, in spite of acquiring all the opulences possible to obtain in this universe, continues to be envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like Hiranyakashipu. What is being mentioned? Yeah, Rinaji?
विजित्य दिशः सर्वा लोकान् क्षत्रीन् महासुरः देवासुर मनुष्येन्द्र गंधर्व गरुडो रगान् सिद्धचारणा विद्याद्रा नृषीन् पितृपतीन् मनून् यक्षरक्षः पिशाचेशान् प्रेतभूतपतीनपि सर्वसत्त्वपतिञ्जित्वा वशमानीय विश्वजित् जहार लोकपालानां स्थानानि सह तेजसा. Hiranyakashipu became the conqueror of the entire universe. Indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the three worlds, upper, middle, and lower, including the planets of the human beings, the Gandharvas, the Garudas, the great serpents, the Siddhas, Charunas, and Vidyadhars. The great saints Yamraj, the Manus, the Yakshas, the Rakshasas, the Pishachas, and their masters, and the masters of the ghosts and bhutas. He defeated the rulers of all the other planets where there are living entities and brought them under his control. Conquering the abodes of all, he seized their power and influence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So being so powerful, he pretty much acquired all the loks, right? All the loks, including even the Devlok. Prem.
Devo Dhyanashriya just madhyaste smatripishtam pistapam Mahindra Bhavam Sakshani Mirtam Vishwakarmana Trailokya Lakshmya Yat Madhu Vasikla Kil Dhirmata. Hiraṇyakashipu, who possessed all opulence, began residing in heaven with its famous Nandan garden, which is enjoyed by the demigods. In fact, he resided in the most opulent palace of Indra, the king of heaven. The palace had been directly constructed by demigod architect Vishwakarma and was as beautifully made as if the goddess of fortune of the entire universe resided there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin.
From this description, it appears that all the heavenly planets of the upper planetary system are thousands upon thousands of times more opulent than the lower planetary systems in which we live. Vishwakarma, the famous heavenly architect, is known as the constructor of many wonderful buildings in the upper planets, where there are not only beautiful buildings, but also many opulent gardens and parks, which are described as Nandana Devodhyana, gardens quite fit to be enjoyed by the demigods. This description of the upper planetary system and its opulences is to be understood from authoritative scriptures like the Vedic literature. Telescopes and other imperfect instruments of scientists are inadequate of evaluating the upper planetary system. Although such instruments are needed because the vision of the so-called scientists is imperfect, the instruments themselves are also imperfect. Therefore, the upper planets cannot be appraised by imperfect men using imperfect man-made instruments. The direct information received from the Vedic literature, however, is perfect. We therefore cannot accept the statement that there are no opulent residences on the planets other than this earth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anilji.
यत्र विद्रुम सोपाना महामारकता भुवः यत्र स्फाटिक कुण्डयानि वैदूर्यस्तंभ पंक्त्यः यत्र चित्र वितानानि पद्मरागासनानि च पयः फेन निवाह शय्या मुक्ता दाम परिच्छदा पूजदि भर्नु नूपुरै देव्यः शब्दयन्त्या इतस्तः रत्नस्थलीषु पश्यन्ति सुदतीय सुन्दरं मुखं तस्मिन् महेन्द्र भवने महाबलो महामना निर्जितलोक एकराट रेमे भी विवन्द्याङ्ग्य गृहयुगः सुरादिभिः प्रतापितैरुर्जिते चण्डशासनः. The steps of King Indra's residence were made of coral, the floor was bedecked with invaluable emeralds, the walls were of crystal, and the columns of Vedurya stone. The wonderful canopies were beautifully decorated, the seats were bedecked with rubies, and the silk bedding, as white as foam, was decorated with pearls. The ladies of the palace, who were blessed with beautiful teeth and the most wonderfully beautiful faces, walked here and there in the palace, their ankle bells tinkling melodiously, and saw their own beautiful reflections in the gems. The demigods, however, being very much oppressed, had to bow down and offer obeisances at the feet of Hiraṇyakaśipu. who chastised the demigods very severely and for no reason. Thus Hiraṇyakaśipu lived in the palace and severely ruled everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jyoti?
Okay. Tamanga matam madunori gadena vivrutatma drakshama sheshidishana paha upasato payana panirbirvina Tridistho hoya gavalo jasa padam. Oh my dear king, Hiraṇyakaśipu was always drunk on strong smelling wines and liquors, and before his copper eyes were words rolling. Nonetheless, because he had powerfully executed the austerities in mystic yoga, although he was abominable, all but the three principal demigods, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu, personally worshipped him to please him by bringing in various presentations with their own hands. Hare Krishna.
Rinaji?
Mahendra Sanamojasa Sthitam Vishwavastustu Bururmadadayah Gandharva Siddha Rishyo Vastu Vanmohor Vidyadharas Apsaras Sashastra Pandava. O Maharaj Yudhishthir, descendant of Pandu, by dint of his personal power, Hiraṇyakaśipu, being situated on the throne of King Indra, controlled the inhabitants of all the other planets. The two Gandharvas, Vishwavasu and Tumburu, I myself and the Vidyadhars, Apsaras and sages all offered prayers to him again and again just to glorify him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So who is saying this? Oh Maharaj Yudhishthira. Who is speaking right now?
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni, yeah. And when was that?
After Shishupal Vad.
Right, yeah, in the Rajsuya Yajna, after Shishupal Vad, when Yudhishthira, Maharaj Yudhishthira saw that Shishupal is actually getting merged in Lord Krishna's body, right? That's when Maharaj Yudhishthira was very surprised, and then he's asking Narad Muni, how come that is possible? Because Shishupal was jealous of Lord Krishna from day one, how he then got merged into Lord Shri Krishna. That's the story which Narad Muni is telling to Maharaj Yudhishthira and everyone present there. And so in that recitation, he is saying Shishupal was, who was he in the previous birth?
Jay Vijay's.
Jay Vijay, yeah. And then Jay Vijay had in the first
First
birth, they
part
were
was
in the first birth, they were
Hiraṇyaksha and Hiraṇyakashipu.
correct, yeah. Hiraṇyaksh and Hiraṇyakashipu. Hiraṇyakashipu was the big brother. And then in the second one is when
Ravan and
Ravan and Kumbhakara.
Kumbhakarna.
And in the third one, Shishupal and Dantavakra. Yeah. So that's the story which Narad Muni is telling to Maharaj Yudhishthira. Yeah.
So one question here, I mean, are there any references of this in the Mahabharata as well? Or
Mahabharata is Lord Krishna's time, right? So I don't know. Mahabharata is very huge. I don't know if there is a reference for this or not. Maybe there is. If Narad Muni is speaking to Maharaj Yudhishthira, and if it's in detail, it may be there. But I haven't read it, so I'm not sure. But this, when Narad Muni is reciting this to Maharaj Yudhishthira, that means it should be there. If yeah,
that's okay. I mean, I was just curious if it was there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have not read Mahabharata because Mahabharata is very huge. And yeah, but this is Srimad Bhagavatam, right? And
Right,
whatever
correct.
is, I mean, this is essentially what has happened. And even that is being told because
Parikshit Maharaj is
right, yeah, Maharaj Parikshit, and Maharaj Parikshit is none other than grandson of
Arjuna.
Arjun, yeah. So yeah. Alright, it says the asuras sometimes become so powerful that they can engage even Narad Muni and similar devotees in their service. This does not mean that Narad was subordinate to Hiraṇyakaśipu. Sometimes, however, it so happens in this material world that great personalities, even great devotees, can also be controlled by the asuras during that time frame. But we are going to pause here, yeah, since it's already 10:25. Hey Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
And we are going to hear a nice kirtan. So today we are going to hear a nice kirtan sung by Vinod Agrawal. Yeah, don't know if you have heard about him, but he sings very beautiful bhajans. And what we are going to hear is the favorite Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan of Ajay. So Ajay hears this every day while running marathon, and this is how the devotional service is done, right? Everything you are doing, if you can utilize the time for listening to kirtan and all that. So like Ajay is an inspiration in that sense. When he's running marathon, he's listening to this Hare Krishna kirtan. And this is part of the devotional service, right? There's nothing like chanting. It's mentioned that during Kali Yuga, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Kevalam. The only thing which is going to purify our existence and our next birth is the Hare Ram Kirtan. Yeah, and Vinod Agrawal has sung it very beautifully. We are going to hear for 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll continue hearing tomorrow. Yeah.
And one correction here.
Sorry, say Ajay.
Yeah, I'm saying one correction here that I'm not running marathon every day. I'm just practicing. So it's
Right.
1.5 hours of run. Marathon is only at the end of the year, actually.
Correct. But while listening to Mahamantra, that whole 1 hour is like 1 minute for him. And so, yeah, no, that's of course true. But Ajay runs marathon. He also does that triple thing, swimming and then biking and all that. You are still doing that, Ajay.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. So that's really nice, very inspiring. So you'll hear the kirtan, 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah.
सांस हो कृष्णमय, सांस सांस हो कृष्णमय, राम राम मैं रो, राम राम मैं रो, हरे हरे हर नस कहे, हरे हरे हर नस कहे, अहर निश हो होम, अहर निश हो होम। इसी बात को सूफी संतों की भाषा में अपना भाव कहूँ तो, नेड़े होके सुनी मालका मेरी कूप पपीहे वाली, नेड़े होके सुनी मालका मेरी कूप पपीहे वाली, झोली विच मेरी प्यार भर दे, मैं जावा न जग तो खाली। झोली विच मेरी प्यार भर दे, मैं जावा न जग तो खाली। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा ताई और हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम राम हरे हरे मंत्र और महामंत्र, जितने भी स्तुति और स्तोत्र हैं, जब वे लंबे होते जाते हैं तो प्रायः उनके अर्थ हल्के हो जाते हैं, या सीधी सी बात कहूँ तो गायब भी होने लगते हैं उनके अर्थ। लेकिन जब वही स्तुति और स्तोत्र छोटे होते जाते हैं, वे मंत्र बन जाते हैं। और मंत्रों की अपनी मर्यादा है, अधिकारी की भी बात उसमें आ ही जाती है। जितने भी मंत्र हैं उसमें पंचांग यानी उनकी मर्यादा जो है, पंचांग में देवता होता है हर मंत्र का, ऋषि, छंद एवं न्यास आदि। यदि उनका विधिवत पूर्वक पालन किया जाए तभी मंत्र अधिक लाभकारी होते हैं। और महामंत्र क्या है? ये वही जब जितने भी मंत्र हैं उनका सार, उनका निचोड़ महामंत्र में समाहित है। वेदों का, शास्त्रों का, पुराणों का निचोड़ भी, सार भी महामंत्र ही है। चूंकि ये महामंत्र है इसलिए इसमें मर्यादा एवं अधिकारी ये सारी बातें गौण हो जाती हैं, या यूँ कह लो कोई लागू नहीं पड़ती। इसीलिए ये महामंत्र है। जैसे वेदांतियों ने सारे सार को महावाक्य का नाम दिया और तत्वमसि कह दिया, उसी प्रकार ये महामंत्र भी वेदों का, पुराणों का और शास्त्रों का निचोड़ सार है। अनेक संतों के अलग अलग मत हैं कि ये मंत्र हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। इसलिए इसके अंदर भी मर्यादा एवं अधिकार की बात कही गई कि ब्राह्मण हो, जनेऊ धारण किया हो। लेकिन कली पावनावतार श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु, श्री गौरांग महाप्रभु ने जब इस महामंत्र में इतनी दिव्य शक्तियां देखी, इतना दिव्य उन्माद देखा, तो उन्होंने इसके क्रम को उलट दिया और हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कर दिया। और क्रम उलटते ही इस महामंत्र को अनेक प्रकार की छूट दे दी कि कोई भी व्यक्ति किसी भी स्थिति में, किसी भी समय, किसी भी जगह इसे ले सकता है। कोई देश वेश या परिवेश, किसी भी प्रकार की कोई पाबंदी नहीं। और अनेक संतों का ये भी मत है कि श्री कृष्ण माधुर्य के प्रतीक हैं और यहाँ राम यानी बलराम और हरे यानी राधा। माधुर्य और ऐश्वर्य दोनों मिलकर श्री राधा ही हो गए, क्योंकि अधिष्ठान के बिना कुछ टिकता ही नहीं, इसलिए श्री राधा यहाँ अधिष्ठान है। और हरे का मतलब राधा भी, और हरे का मतलब कई संतों का है, प्रियाजू श्री सियाजू भी है। इसलिए हरे कृष्ण यानी राधा कृष्ण, हरे राम यानी सीताराम। ये भी अनेक संतों का मत है। लेकिन कोई भी हो, है ये महामंत्र, इसकी दिव्य अलौकिक शक्तियाँ, इसके अंदर उन्माद जो है श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने प्रकट किया। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम
All right. So as you can see, now Vinodji Agrawal has beautifully explained, the summary of Mahamantra, and that's why this is called Mahamantra. और उन्होंने ये भी बताया कि जनरली जो कोई भी मंत्र करते हैं, दूसरे मंत्र, तो उसकी एक विधि होती है, उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन सही होना चाहिए, उसको सही ढंग से बैठकर अच्छे सब करना चाहिए। लेकिन ये जो महामंत्र है उसमें वो सारी चीजें हटा दी गई है। इस महामंत्र को कभी भी, कहाँ भी, कैसे भी परिस्थिति में इसको कर सकते हैं, और इस महामंत्र के अंदर सब कुछ समाया हुआ है। सो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। सो 16 सिलेबाई। और इस मंत्र को वेस्टर्न कंट्री में लाने वाले हैं स्वामी प्रभुपाद, राइट। सो चैतन्य महाप्रभु से फिर स्वामी प्रभुपाद ही। एंड सो व्हेन वी स्टार्ट आवर चैंटिंग, व्हेन वी स्टार्ट आवर श्रीमद् भागवतम, जो स्टार्टिंग में अपन चैंटिंग करते हैं 1 राउंड ऑफ महामंत्र, दैट इज इन द वॉइस ऑफ स्वामी प्रभुपाद। सो दैट्स व्हाट वी आर चैंटिंग अलोंग विद, in Swami Prabhupada's voice. So that's really nice. So cool. Thank you, Ajay. I think we'll probably continue hearing it this week. And have a good time. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:30. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone.